Good morning, everyone. Welcome to History Saver, and just figured I will pop in this morning and film a quick video for you guys, or do a quick live stream rather for you guys. It's wow, it's been a morning. It's been busy here. So last night we launched the first episode of Bayonets and Brews podcast. We heard our good friend, the Unfiltered Historian, on Tyler McGraw. So I hope you guys enjoyed that podcast last night. Paul is here. Good morning, Paul. How are you? So pretty cool podcast. We talked about Emory Upton, and it was a really interesting discussion. We had a fun time, and it is wow. It is so cool to just say this thing is launched. So it was a fun time. It was a very fun time. Tyler is actually a very knowledgeable person about Emory Upton. He knows a lot. If you guys couldn't already tell, so it was pretty cool to have him on and talk about Emory Upton. Go check out his channel, the Unfiltered Historian, here on YouTube. And yeah, I mean, he's got some great stuff. He's even got a interview with a mafia member on there, which is crazy. So yeah, go check him out, because that was a cool video to watch. It makes me want to interview a mafia member kind of at some point. I don't think that will ever happen, but hey, you never know. We'll see. So this morning was sitting here. I said, you know what? Let's just do a live stream. Project Pass, my friend James over at Project Pass, had a new Shiloh video come out. And he's been putting out some really cool content from Shiloh. So I said, you know what? I've been wanting to do some reaction videos at some point too. So why not just start out with James in this Shiloh thing? He'll promote his new video a little bit. You know, get you guys to kind of go over his channel, get you to subscribe to him if you haven't already done so. Chances are, if you're here, well, you've already subscribed to James, but if you haven't, well, you don't know what you're missing. You need to go subscribe to James and give him some love and support, because he's doing some very cool stuff. He's got a lot of cool stuff in the works too. But Shiloh, this journey he's been taking with us through Shiloh has been absolutely just crazy fun. And I've actually learned a lot about the Battle of Shiloh from watching his videos. So go give Project Pass, James over at Project Pass, some love and support. And yeah, go check out the rest of his videos he's got on Shiloh. They're absolutely amazing. I have learned a ton, and I know you guys will too. He's actually got all kinds of great videos from Gettysburg as well. A lot of Antietam stuff. Go check him out. He's got some really cool stuff. But we're going to dive into his video in just a moment, and we're going to kind of do a reaction video, just talk about Shiloh a little bit, and kind of go with him as he takes us on this portion of his journey in Shiloh. And Dustin's here. Good morning, Dustin. Yeah, I mean, go give James some love and support over at Project Pass. So I figured, why not just kick it off doing a couple of reaction videos, watching a couple of videos along with you guys, by just kicking it off with one of my favorites, which is James over at Project Pass. And go check out his channel. Go support his channel. So Paul Dogface here in the chat says, I am gearing up for World War II weekend in Gettysburg, setting up a VE bar, Victory Over Europe bar. So working on that now. So is that a BAR or a bar? Are we talking about the gun or the drink? Yeah. I mean, yeah, gotta kind of specify that. Were you talking about the thing that goes pew pew, or the thing that goes gurgle gurgle, or gurgle gurgle? Whatever, you get the point. The drink. So which one are we talking about here? Yeah, World War II weekend, booze and beer. Okay, so we're talking about the gurgle gurgle. Okay. Booze and beer. Oh, wow. So World War II weekend is coming up in Gettysburg. It's the 19th and 20th of this month. And there's a lot going on in Gettysburg. So guys, if you're looking at going to Gettysburg anytime this month, well, go on the weekend of the 19th and 20th. Got World War II weekend at Eisenhower Farm. The World War II American Experience Museum is doing something over there. And then also, that is the same weekend as Fields of Fury, the Fields of Fury event at the Daniel Lady Farm. And so there's a lot going on in Gettysburg on the 19th and 20th of September. So yeah, if you're in the Gettysburg area around that time, well, you have no shortage of things to do. There is a ton of things you can go and do in Gettysburg. So yeah, I wish I could go to World War II weekend in Gettysburg. That is a bucket list item for me, but I haven't made it there yet, and one day I will. So hopefully that will happen sooner than later. We'll make it to Gettysburg for World War II weekend. You know, when you think about Gettysburg, you guys don't generally think about World War II, do you? Well, Eisenhower's farm is in Gettysburg, so you have a little bit of World War II history there as well. Also, there was a bunch of different camps around Gettysburg during World War II, prison camps for German soldiers. There was actually Gettysburg was a training ground for tanks at one point in its history. Not a lot of people think about that or even know that Gettysburg was a training ground for U.S. military tanks. So at one point you had tanks driving across the grounds at Gettysburg, which is kind of crazy to think about. But it did happen. So yeah, something for you to do in Gettysburg. Let's get into James's video here. Let me see if I can't share my screen here with you guys and get into this video. Let's see. Boom. All right. Let's see here. Here we go. We are going to, kick this thing off with James. This is his newest episode, put up a couple of days ago. This is the Battle of Shiloh, Shiloh's Deadly Crossroads. So let's check it out here.
As the Confederate troops pushed back Sherman's men from the area of the Shiloh church, they would form another battle line here at what would become known as the Crossroads. In a few moments, Confederate troops would smash into this newly formed Union line. Can they punch through, or can the Union mount another stand? We're here to explore the grounds in and around the area known as the Crossroads.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool spot in Shiloh. If you haven't been there, definitely need to go check it out. Man, just some awesome events. You should come from Wisconsin. I love that.
So right now we are looking south, and about 500 to 600 yards in this direction was the Shiloh Church. Now that's where Sherman first established his headquarters, and that's where they would mount their first stand. Now Sherman's line, despite weathering numerous Confederate attacks, would begin to buckle under the pressure the Confederates were putting on his flanks, and they would pull back 600 yards to the north and establish another defensive line along the Hamburg-Purdy Road and link up with Major John McClernand's division, who would form on Sherman's left. So we're looking at a position that would be called the Crossroads, and Sherman's men would pull back and begin forming their second defense here on the Hamburg-Purdy Road.
So just to pause for just a second, if you guys have not visited Shiloh, you definitely need to. The area around Shiloh Church is pretty cool. There's a modern church there now, but they have a rebuilt recreation of what the church looked like at the time of the Battle of Shiloh there. And it's really cool to go check out and take a look at, and kind of gives you an idea of the area around the church. The area around the church during the Battle of Shiloh was, man, it was hectic. I mean, there was a lot going on around that church, and a lot of death and carnage going around that church. But let's continue on here.
Now, despite pushing back the Union forces, the Confederate attack began to lose a little momentum, and command and control began to break down. You had intermixed brigades, you had units all over the field here, some ransacking camps, some not knowing where to advance. All sense of direction seemed to be lost. So as the Confederates approached this area, they had a mix of units from almost 3 different brigades. And as Sherman was coming into this general area, he would have a horse shot out from under him as the Confederates approached. Now, that was the second horse of the day that would be shot out from Sherman.
Could you imagine, dude, having 2 horses shot out from up under you? during one battle. I mean, certainly you got to have some kind of good luck. He must have had a lucky coin in his pocket or something, that we all need to have two horses shot out from up under him and still, get back up and continue on. Dustin says Shiloh is a very well maintained battlefield. Visiting the battlefield and watching these videos has really helped me understand the battle. And that is what James's videos are so great at. Like, if I am going to Shiloh, let's say I'm going to Shiloh today, and I kicked back, yesterday, and I watched all of James's videos, I am so well prepared to visit Shiloh today. I mean, I am ready to go, hit the field running. I know what I'm looking at, and that is what makes his videos so neat to me, is that these videos actually help you prepare for your visit to Shiloh, which is pretty neat to be able to do. So let's continue on here.
And about 20 minutes later, a third horse would be shot from under Sherman here. So despite being wounded in the hand earlier in the battle, and now he's had three horses shot out from under him. He may be in danger of using up all of his luck here. So what you're looking at here is Captain Bear's battery. Now he'd begin moving this battery into position as the Confederates approached to our front. Now, as this was happening, Captain Frederick Bear would start disseminating orders, ordering his artillery to begin firing. And it was at this moment where a Confederate mini-ball would strike him and kill him instantly. And Bear's battery here instantly broke and fled, and 5 of the 6 guns in his battery would be captured. And that unfolded just before us here. So you can imagine the dismay of his men as he's disseminating orders. They're unlimbering their guns. They're getting ready to deliver fire into the advancing Confederates that are coming from this general direction here. And in the middle of his orders, he is struck and killed. So you can imagine how demoralizing that would have been to the men of this battery here. And that was only the beginning of the Confederate attack here.
He makes it in a way so that you kind of can picture this happening. I really like that about the news. I can picture that happening as we're looking at this location. All right, headed to stop number 2 now.
So we move slightly further east. You can see Bear's battery in the background here. So now we are in the position where a Union brigade went through a little bit of reshuffling at their leadership at the start of the battle. So the normal brigade commander was absent due to his wife passing away. The next officer in line was sick. Now Julius Wright would be leading the brigade, and he was normally the commander of the 43rd Illinois, who was in this general area to our front. And now he was put in charge of the entire brigade the morning of the battle here. So his position was...
Could you imagine? Hey, buddy, you're in charge now.
Right here as the Confederates began attacking this area. Now, Wright's regiment, the 43rd, was one of the last Union regiments to retreat here. So they held on as long as they could. And during the fight, Wright would be hit in the thigh. Now, as the fight was unfolding, 4 men from the 33rd Illinois would pick up their commander and begin carrying him to the rear. Wright pleaded with his men to put him down and leave him. He told them they'd be of greater service fighting instead of carrying his body. Wright would suffer on the battlefield all night, and Union troops would pick him up the following day on April 7th of 1862. His leg would have to be amputated, and Wright would succumb to his wounds on April 11th of 1862.
Man,
so what you're looking at here is the approximate location where Julius Wright would be mortally wounded. Now, as you can see his name, it looks like it's pronounced Wraith. Now, I've seen it pronounced Wraith, and I've also seen it pronounced Wright. And in the Emerging Civil War book series, they put in parentheses that his name was pronounced Wright, so that is what we're going with here.
Awesome book.
Julius was commanding this section of the line, and his regiment, the 43rd Illinois, would be one of the last regiments to retreat here. And here is the approximate location where Wright would be mortally wounded here at Shiloh.
I never knew the entire story of Wright. And, I just learned something just now. So pretty cool being able to watch this video. Now I'm wanting to go back to Shiloh to see this for myself. But Greg Mertz has a really awesome book on Shiloh that he just showed that you guys need to check out, the Emerging Civil War series. Really help you prepare for your visit. Such amazing work by James. This episode is pretty darn cool to watch. A lot of information.
Imagine being put in a position where you're hit and you have men carrying you to safety, or at least a safer place than you currently are. And you tell those men to put you down because you'd rather have them doing something else than carrying your body to the safety of the Union lines. I mean, just think about how selfless that is in that moment. It's hard to fathom. And stuff like that happened all over these Civil War battlefields. And it never ceases to amaze me how individuals can be put in these situations and yet still be so selfless.
Yeah, that's a really cool interpretation of it, and so true. It's hard to imagine, man. How would you operate in a situation like this? I often think about that, and I know you guys probably do as well, but it is neat but awful to think about at the same time. We're on the stop number 3. I love this team. I love how he does that.
So we have moved to the left of Sherman's division, and right now we are standing by Captain Edward McAllister's battery, which was Battery D of the 1st Illinois Light Artillery, and he had 4 24-pound howitzers. Now, we are on the line that was to the left of Sherman, and this area was manned by McClernand's division. And assaulting across this field, which was known as Review Field, because this is where soldiers, when they were camped here, would conduct drill. So you had the 4th Tennessee from Brigadier General Alexander Stewart's brigade, you had the 12th Tennessee from Colonel Robert Russell's brigade, and to their left, which would be to our right, in this direction, you had Brigadier General Sterling Wood's brigade assaulting the area near the crossroads where we just were. So straight at us, you had 2 Confederate regiments assaulting across this open field here, directly at these Union batteries here.
I love his maps. His maps are like some of the best on any YouTube channel. James's maps have gotten so stinking good. Here we go. Stop number 4. Review field. Let's go. Fort Tennessee.
So we have moved into Review Field, and just to reorient you, the Confederate forces would have been attacking directly at us at the camera. Moving back to my right, they would be coming through this field, the 4th Tennessee, the 12th Tennessee to our left, and right here is McAllister's battery. And they would have been making their way across this field under horrific artillery fire, because there is also another Union battery in this direction here, along with Union infantry support in this wood line here. And we are in the middle of this open field.
Wow. You know, I'm going to pause this real quick for a minute. And we're going to catch up on the chat a little bit. And but I want to bring your attention to something that we're looking at here in the location that he is currently in. And he's talking about the 4th Tennessee going up and the 12th Tennessee going up against these artillery guns of McAllister's battery. Now, those cannon at the time would have been loaded with something called canister shot. Now, canister shot is going to be a cannon load that's basically going to be a bunch of small musket balls. A little bit larger than a musket ball maybe, but basically it's loaded with musket balls. And there would be dozens of these things. And when it fires, well, it's ripping you apart, basically. And it's not the solid shot cannonball that you're thinking about, the big round cannonball. This thing is a round that has a bunch of little musket balls in it, and when it explodes or hits you, it's going to rip you apart. And these 2 Tennessee regiments are just facing these things head on. Let's see what we got here in the chat. So we've got let's see, Readout Productions is here. Says, I make my cameo in the chat. I've been really enjoying Project Pass's deep dive on Shiloh. Me too. It's a battle that can get very confusing very quickly when you're actually on location. So many thickets. It can. You know, Shiloh, when you're there are, I mean, it's woods. It is woods. I mean, you have fields here and there, but it's woods, and it can get really confusing. But James and Project Pass here, he breaks it down so you can understand the battle. And when you go there, you have something to follow, which these maps are the best. Paul says to the use of his maps and his videos really helps too. They do. I mean, I can't tell you how much his maps help. Before I bow back out, I'm contractually regarded as the son of a Navy guy to remind today that the 212th anniversary of Perry's victory on Lake Erie, don't give up this ship, is today. That is right. It is today. I did actually forget about it. Yeah, happy 212th anniversary to Perry's victory on Lake Erie. Yeah, that's something I really don't know a whole heck of a lot about. I know about it, but I don't know a whole heck of a lot about it, and I probably should know a lot more. Yesterday was the 24th anniversary of the Band of Brothers airing on HBO. I didn't know that either. Well, let's continue on. That makes me want to watch Band of Brothers again.
Now, as the Confederate forces advanced into the field here, Brigadier General Thomas Hidman would be riding his horse up and down the line, urging his men forward. A shot from a Union cannon would strike his horse and throw Hidman nearly 10 feet into the air. He would stagger to his feet and yell at the 4th Tennessee to take that battery. The 4th Tennessee swerved to the left into the woods due to the cannon fire, where they would hit the 45th and the 48th Illinois Infantry, who were now outnumbered 3-1. Both regiments would soon break, and now the battery of Captain McAllister also had to fall back. Captain McAllister himself received 4 wounds trying to get his cannons from falling into enemy hands.
10 foot up in the air through that off of his horse. 10 foot up. And then he's still yelling out there. Dude, I'm packing up going home after that.
So right now we're walking in the footsteps of the 4th Tennessee Infantry. Back this way is Captain McAllister's battery sending shot and shell into the field here. Now the artillery fire was so severe, the 4th Tennessee began wheeling left into the wood line where they would strike the 45th and 48th Illinois Infantry, and we would quickly overwhelm those forces in that wood line. And in turn, this part of the Union line began collapsing because once you're outflanked, you are now in an untenable position.
So it actually turns out good, but...
The earth was shaking now, and above the cannon and rifle fire, you could hear the treble of the rebel yell as the storm came towards us.
I couldn't have... And he
Lieutenant
describes it
Colonel
right.
William
A
Camp,
storm.
14th Illinois Infantry.
So this Illinois infantry guy is describing this as a storm.
The shells plunged and bounded and flew with screeching hisses over us. I marveled as I heard the unremitting patter, snip, thud, and hum of bullets, how anyone could live under the raining death.
Yeah, I would
Private
ask
Henry
myself
Morton
the same
Stanley, 6th Arkansas.
I mean, I couldn't imagine. Just not imagine the sounds, the sights, even smells of what's
So
going
we're
on.
in the woodline now, and you can just make out Review Field just through the foliage here. And we're standing in the current location where the 4th Tennessee would essentially come right at us on the camera. And panning to my left, we have the marker for the 4th Tennessee, and just beyond that is Captain McAllister's battery that was sending shot into them across Review Field here. And the 2nd Tennessee would suffer 31 killed and 160 wounded in this action, in and around Review Field here. And in turn, because of their actions, they were able to punch through this part of the Union line. Now, the 45th Illinois, their marker is just through the trees here. So they were manning this area, and they were facing in this direction, delivering fire from right to left. And once the 4th Tennessee smashed into them, drove them back, and now McAllister's battery, like we touched on, was outflanked and overwhelmed, and a lot of their horses went down. So they got a lot of these guns out by hand. But this was the action of the 4th Tennessee Infantry here at Shiloh.
Man,
The Union line here was overrun, and they were forced to pull back. Unfortunately for the Confederates, they were too disorganized and bloody to continue. This gave Sherman and McClernand time to regroup and launch a counterattack. At 11:30 a.m., Union troops surged back into this area and began pushing back the Confederate troops. However, their success was short-lived, and once again, the Confederates were able to push back the blue-clad troops. Fighting would now shift to an area forever known to history as the Hornet's Nest.
See, I love how he transitions out of this episode here and into the next episode. It is so cool that he does that. And go make sure you subscribe to Project Past. I mean, it's really, really a cool episode there from James. And I wish he could have stopped in this morning, but I didn't know I was doing this either. This is just a spur of the moment, decided to do this. But Shiloh, I mean, I have been there. Readout Productions hit on it earlier when he said it can get very, very confusing very easily. He's not lying. like Shiloh can get really confusing, and it's definitely a cool place to visit. It's definitely a cool place to check out, and I have only been there once, and which is kind of nuts because I don't really live that far away, about 4 hours, so I really need to get back up there. But Shiloh's an amazing park. It's an amazing battlefield. But I just could not, dude. I mean, he said this guy is thrown from his horse 10 foot up in the air. And then when he lands, I guess, he's still calling out orders. I mean, dude, the tenacity of some of these guys during the Civil War is unbelievable. He said that McAllister himself, I think, was wounded, what did he say, 4 times? 4 times. And he still pressed on. I mean, absolutely freaking mind-boggling. I mean, if I get thrown 10 foot up in the air by a cannon burst, my butt is going home. You guys do whatever you need to do. I'm out of here, brother. And, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. So, anyway, yeah, pretty cool to think about. And Project Pass, really cool episode. Really cool episode. And that's just the one episode of many that he has on this Shiloh series. And it's been a journey, dude. I've been enjoying every single episode I watch. Now I can't wait for the next one. So I'm really interested to see what he has to say about the Hornet's Nest. His maps though, dude. James's use of maps is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I can't say that enough. Like, yeah, it is really, really cool. And it really, really, really helps if you're visiting the battlefield. His videos, I think, are a must watch if you're planning on going to any battlefield that he has a video on. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Antietam, whatever, Manassas. And he makes it very easy to follow in the actions. He does. So, me on my channel, I have a tendency to get too in depth sometimes. And sometimes it can be a little bit hard to follow, I think. I don't know. That may just be me overthinking things, but, that's what I think. But James over at Project Pass can break down his videos so it makes it to where someone who knows nothing really about the Civil War or that battle can step on that battlefield and kind of know what they're seeing. And he tells the stories of the men who were there, their firsthand accounts, which is something that always interests me. And I wish I could do that a little bit better. But, I don't think there's anyone out there who does it better than James, honestly. Everyone has their kind of niche here. But James has kind of perfected being able to visit the battlefield, take you with him, and make you understand what's going on and relay those experiences of the men who were there. He is very good at that. And there's no one better, in my opinion, on YouTube anywhere that can do it any better than he can. And that's just my opinion. But anytime I'm going somewhere, I'll watch some of James's videos. Even though we're really good friends, I'm a big fan of his as well. And he helps me learn and understand a lot about places I'm stepping into. So that's what I love about Project Past, is that it really is a project that takes you along to the past and helps you understand it. Paul says, KISS, keep it simply stupid. That's actually not a bad way to label it. I mean, it really isn't. I get too in depth, I think, on my channel with things. So for someone who really doesn't know exactly what they're looking at times, they make it get kind of lost. But I need to do a better job at that. But James has perfected it, dude. Like, his maps, I could leave right now, go to Shiloh, use that video, and know exactly where I'm going, where it's at on the battlefield. That is the beauty of it, is that he has perfected helping people understand what they're seeing when they are seeing it, and that, I mean, you could be able to look at those cannons when you drive up that spot and say, "Oh, I know what happened here. I saw Project Pass's video." That is the cool thing about it. And yeah, so go give him some love and support. I mean, go share his channel, subscribe to his channel, and help push him out there, dude, because he deserves it. And, you know, I want to see him be able to do more battlefields, honestly. So that helps when you guys subscribe. That helps. That helps him being able to fund going to another battlefield, because I want to see him, man, go to so many places. Like, it's not even funny. I've been begging him to go to some places because I want to see his interpretation of it. And, you know, he puts in a lot of work and long hours into producing these videos. And, dude, it shows. It shows he puts in a lot of work. I mean, these are absolutely amazing. And I can't wait to see where he goes next. So, yeah, just give him some love and support. So, we are hitting on 10:30. So I just wanted to come on and do a quick live stream with you guys today. Maybe try out this video review thing, reaction thing, or whatever we're going to call it. And I figured, hey, let's try to help, someone out in the process. And I was like, let's do this video because I've been wanting to watch this myself. So it was actually my first time watching it. I've been kind of putting it off. I've been busy the past few days. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. It was a lot of fun. This was fun. Definitely should do more. Yeah, we'll do some more. I think we'll do some more. And yeah, we'll make that another supplement here. We're kind of exploring some things with the channel, if you haven't noticed, and kind of taking the channel in different directions. Not really different directions, but just we're adding in different things to help grow this thing and also have more fun with it. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're doing. We're having fun. And monetization, okay. Views, okay. We're having fun. That's what it's about. Is learning history, having fun together. And if who, I don't know. If it gets 1 million views, good. If it doesn't, okay. We're just having fun with history, sharing history together, and that's what it's all about. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go get me some coffee. I am going to get to work. I have some work I need to be doing. So I'm going to get to doing that. And good morning chat with you guys. Don't forget to check out our last episode here on History Saver that we put up, which is Spotsylvania, talking about Upton's attack at Spotsylvania. Very cool spot on that battlefield. Go check it out for yourself. And also our podcast that we launched last night with the unfiltered historian Tyler McGraw. First episode on Emory Upton. Awesome episode. Had a lot of fun with it. And we have some really cool episodes coming down the pipeline for you guys for the podcast thing. So we're going to keep on doing it. And we're going to keep on plugging away at it, get better at it, and, learn things as we go. So until next time, guys, keep preserving history as always. And feel free to reach out and leave us some comments, send us some messages, and share the channel with your friends as always. And make sure you subscribe. And we will see you on the next one. Goodbye. Have a good day, everyone.